Oh, it was great. We got so much done as it relates to critical situations. So that was the main entree for the day was to get in the stadium. That was a situation piece. That was great for everyone. You know, nobody more than me, honestly, to get work in there, and then to work through all the different critical situations that can happen in a game was a lot of fun. Very competitive. Great work.
Anything particular stand out as
Uh,
far as your defense?
I mean, energy, focus, excitement, joy, care about the work, care for each other. It's very important to them, and they're working very, very hard, and that stands out. That stands out every day.
Is there a specific part of the defense that you've seen the most improvement from the beginning of spring until now going into the spring game?
Yeah, I would say just the fundamentals of how our front needs to play as it relates to block destruction and run fits specifically, fits in the passing game, which are unique to how we do our business, and they're starting to gain a deeper level of understanding there.
Is there a certain player that you think has made significant progress that you didn't expect or has really kind of caught your eye over this week?
The circumstance that I'm in is I don't have a real wealth of deep volume of play and production and effort and energy to fall back on. Just getting started with the guys, I didn't have a real deep expectation for what I was going to see. Just talking to people, I would say that it's easy to talk about guys that are on the rise or guys you're happy with or guys that have made some kind of transition or growth or maturing that were immature. All those conversations are great. But, so rarely do we get a chance to say that Chris Webber is a stalwart and a leader and doing everything the right way, and Aaron Williams, who does it all the right way, who gives great energy and is fundamentally sound. Chris Jones, who does the same, approaches his work with a deep professionalism. There's some veteran players that are really doing a great job.
Theoretically, where do you want your pass rush to come from in the system?
Everywhere, anywhere. Yeah, no, that's the beauty of one of the beauties of the way we do our business is the offensive players have to make a post-snap decision about where the fourth, fifth, and/or sixth rusher might come from.
Does it benefit any specific spot when it comes to pass rush? Is some spot freed up more often than others?
It just depends on who we're going to activate. But that player can be a challenge to pick up if you don't know who it is.
What are the attributes about Nick Stoltenberg that have stood out to you this spring at that critical position?
Mick is intangibly tough. He's a grinding worker. He's an aggressive player. He's very intense. He's highly competitive. And his competitive spirit doesn't allow for him to get down. And then tangibly, he's a big physical 300-plus pounder that can knock blockers back, can move and step with both his feet. He's got fast, heavy hands.
Do you regard his height as unorthodox in that position, or is that something you've seen a lot of? 6'5".
No, I think that if the player can bend and play with angles, that the bigger the better.
Do you plan on evaluating the spring game differently than any other practice?
Yeah, we're in the process right now as a defensive staff of talking about grading it in our more of our game day fashion.
I feel like it's more for them. It's kind of like an audition in a way, like the first chance to kind of play in front of a crowd and see how the 3-4 looks against live competition with people there.
I would say that no, in the word audition. So they're not, to me, they're not auditioning for me. We're all on the team together. We're all in the family together. So I mean, they're like not trying out to be in Cats on Broadway, you know. They're not auditioning. They maybe you might consider it a dress rehearsal. A dress rehearsal might be a better way to describe it if we're doing Broadway terms.
You
Yeah, Eric Lee, kind of to piggyback an earlier comment, Eric Lee is having a really nice spring. He's working himself into a position where he doesn't look out of place with the group, and he's productive. He's got good football intelligence, and he's showing some tangible and intangible traits that we covet and equal participation. So we're trying to find a role for him and see if he can rise to the occasion.
What were spring games like at Notre Dame in Connecticut, and how do you think that may differ from what you're going to see on Saturday?
I think every spring game is different for every team every year. I think that there's a piece of the game that's an entertainment piece and really exciting for everyone in and outside the organization. But then there's also something that the team needs, which is specific to that team that year, and it's the job of the head coach and the staff to come up with a plan and a template, I think, that suits the team and the team's growth. To be sure that practice 15, which is called the spring game, it is actually practice 15, can be productive for the team as well.
What does your defense need?
We need to grow fundamentally and take another step that way. We need to grow in our communication and be sure that we're demonstratively communicating. If there's an issue right now or an error, it's based on a communication violation or an eye discipline violation. So all that work is all great, whether we're at practice or whether it's a game style.
Who are you prime communicators? Who do you lean on position-wise?
Well, we require the inside linebackers to drive and get the front line called, aligned, and adjusted, and we require the safeties to drive the coverage. And in most of our plan, each safety needs to communicate force on that side and coverage.
Hey Bob, what kind of recruiting opportunity is this for you guys, this spring game with so many guys coming in this weekend to show them kind of what you're putting down here in Nebraska defense?
Yeah, and I don't say us, or to me it's we, and when we talk about we, we're talking about our specific team, but then all of the supporters of the team. I don't like to use the word fans. Everybody's a supporter. So I think that atmosphere creates a feeling of what this place is about, and recruits, PSAs, prospective student athletes, need to feel like they're aligned and like they're looking in a mirror with the institution. And hopefully they're looking at the school and the people that serve the school and the culture of the school to pick. They're not, hopefully they're not looking at defensive structure and coverage to pick the university they're going to go to serve them for the next 50 years.
Bob,
No.
your best pass rushing teams, what was maybe the commonality? I know sacks don't tell the whole story, but who maybe did the best job for you in those situations?
Honestly, a lot of the disruptive harassment situations on the quarterback in the pocket that I can just recently recall have come from second effort plays where the defender just continues to thrash around. Not necessarily a scheme that freed up somebody. That can happen, but it's more rare than somebody just thrashes around with second effort and extra effort and ends up impacting the play.
Bob, Saturday's going to be kind of an unofficial debut for you personally. First time coaching Memorial Stadium. I guess if you got any nerves or
One more time?
the unofficial debut for the spring
No,
game?
do I have what?
Any nerves or excitement about kind of what that
Always
experience is gonna
excitement. Listen, I'm honored and I'm excited every day to be here. And I'm just in love with what we're doing as a team. The people here have been so awesome and warm and welcoming. They're on fire for football. And that excitement and energy is a million times better than apathy and atrophy. So that's very exciting to me. Nervous? No, definitely not. And it's going to be a fun atmosphere. But I'm also, if you're interested in filming the spring game to figure out what we're going to do on defense, you're going to waste a lot of film and footage. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.